All right. You're supposed to be good to go. Joe said it would be fine. From that 48 hours after a party to your hostess packet, okay, with a surprise envelope. These are my new hostess packets. They are going to look a lot like the ones that that Mia has now. Have you seen Mia's? Okay, so the key to a successful party is inside, okay? So it's cute, it's hot pink, you're gonna go, what's in here, right? So inside it says, theme your party, okay? And the cool thing about that is that people who theme their parties are more excited and therefore more likely to keep their date and have more successful parties, okay? I had a hostess who decided that she was going to do a Mardi Gras theme, kept telling me, I don't think people are gonna come. I don't think people are gonna come. It was a $1,000 party, y'all.
They decorated their bras.
See?
It was hilarious.
Parties are.
It was awesome.
They're so much more fun, right? And everybody's more excited.
Parties are like boring.
Yeah.
It has to be themed.
Exactly. So that keeps you excited and that keeps her excited, and she's less likely to cancel because she's also putting in that excitement. There's always a sample in my hostess packets. I also do, instead of this, these are like the old brandy hostess stuff. Well, hostess cards I still have. But instead of these, Brady Vicky, boy. So, but instead of these, what you can do is you can do the brochures that are on the COO, right? The hostess brochures. I actually have hostesses that get so excited about having them that they put them on their door so people know that there's a party there that night. So, or they'll put them outside their mailbox so that people know that it's a pure romance party. So they're getting reused, okay? And it's also something like out front that shows there's a party. Then I also take the help wanted cards that like I've had for forever, but instead of this, you can end up using the hostess, the opportunity brochures that are on the COO under orders and under business supplies, right? So the fun thing about this is that, do you see this? This is the scratch off, okay? And on it, they're amazing. So on it you can say, when you join by blah, 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 you'll receive this as your bonus. So underneath it, you just write underneath it and then put the sticky note on it. So instead what I put is I put $50 in free product, $100 in free product, whatever, as your sign up bonus. And usually I put the date of their party when you sign up at this date. There's always a card. And this actually posted tomorrow. Friday B is back in the office. I forgot to ask her to post it. It's going to be my my letter with the cancellation. You can see. So it has the cancellation policy. It tells people to over-invite. It also talks about I took pictures of it. I haven't been able to upload it yet.
Oh, so I know it was up, but you're gonna upload the actual document.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So you can play with it. Mm-hmm. And anything that I upload, I just want to remind you guys, you can totally use word for word, because it's something that I either took from somebody else and revamped, or went from there. There's a reason why I was like, don't refine the wheel, don't remake the wheel. We're good. And a catalog. Now we have new catalogs coming out. As you can see, I'm going to continue using the winter ones. Okay. Because it's not a big difference that we're going to be seeing, okay? So the executive and the diamond collection will be revamped. So nobody panic, okay? People are panicking. So
that executive, that's so good.
Yeah, it is amazing. So it's just going to be all revamped, and they will be similar. The orgasm will be the same, I promise. Okay?
Maybe a little better.
Exactly.
I saw some spoilers somewhere. I'm excited.
Yes, they are going to be amazing, and we're getting new scents and new flavors and all that kind of fun stuff too. Okay. So another thing that you can do with this, instead of putting the key to a successful parties inside, some of them also say don't open this yet. Okay, and you can put at the top. You can put it somewhere on your calendar. remind hostess to open this on this date. That's another touch, okay? Or call me when you receive this, okay? That way you know she got her hostess packet, okay? So this is another good touch as well. So then you can say, okay, so while we're on the phone, go ahead and open it now. And she'll be like, ooh, themes. And on that letter too are different themes as well. So you're literally giving her, a choice of appropriate themes instead of dildos and donuts. So that was a real thing once, just saying. Also, another good touch is your red stamp invite, okay? So about 2 weeks out, 1 week out, you're going to send her a red stamp invite that she can text to all of her friends. That's another touch for her that she's responsible for to be sending out, continuing to keep her girls excited, okay? And then of course the Facebook event is another touch, right? But we don't want to just do stuff through social media. We don't want to just do stuff through events. And we always want to ask, what's the best form of communication, right? Okay. So what if there's no event, right? What if you have one of those people who doesn't do Facebook or doesn't do Facebook a lot, right? So she's like, no, I'm good. I don't want an event, or she wants an evite, or she wants something like that, okay? So you're going to send her cute, fun, like Happy Friday memes. Just I was thinking about you meme, right? I post a lot of memes randomly in our group. You can take that, save it, send it to her. Okay, and that's hey, super excited for your party, and it can be like a cat jumping up in the air going, ah, right? And she's gonna giggle and she's gonna say, oh my god, I know and almost forgotten how much fun Esperanza was, right? Super excited again for my party. And it re-excites her. Also, remind her about how excited you are and ask her, are you still excited? I'm super excited for your party. And she'll be like, oh my gosh, absolutely. Or give her a challenge of people to invite, right? So I have my sorority party tomorrow because I'm insane, in Orlando. And I gave her I gave her, they're helping me with my stuff. It's on the 4th floor. There's an elevator, I promise. I gave her a challenge. And I told her, when you have 20 orders or a $2,000 party, then you get anything out of the catalog for free. Now, the average order is about $50, right? Especially with your sorority girls, right? If they're like, balling on a budget. So usually they want to help their friends out, right? So either way, $50, 20 people, it's going to be like what, $1,000 party. Still awesome for you and well worth the trip, right? So you don't mind giving her anything out of the catalog, and a lot of times those girls aren't going to think about a free executive. They're going to be thinking like, oh, heartthrob, so it still works out completely to your benefit, and you give her hostess credits and you're on your way. And then there are hostess coaching images and Steele Rockettes as well that reminds people, no men, no babies, over invites, things like that, and those are things that you can just quickly text out. Now, something that Demarie Welch posted, hi Demarie, if you're watching, is that you can actually schedule your hostess coaching texts. So if you're super, super busy, or you just suck at follow-up, whatever it may be.
She didn't point to me.
That's inside I
Just saying. You can actually schedule it. So you can go in and you can say, okay, so I'm going to touch her appropriately, right? Depending on how far out you actually have your event, you're going to go ahead and you're going to say, okay, so she's going to get a text from me every 4 days, right?
Do you know the app for that?
It's actually just Memo. And you can actually, there's a video that she posted.
Just Memo?
No, it's called Memo.
Okay.
And it's in either Samsung or it's called S Note in your Samsung. And she made an entire video of it for us and posted it in Steele Rockettes.
I saw, I saved it.
And that is it. And it's really cool because you can say that the event changes when you do your 48-hour text, and it starts with your 48-hour text. And it's really cool because she literally was recording it, so you can go, I'm just going to copy every word. And put it into your text messages. And then you can label it hostess coaching. So you can say, okay, I'm going to do 10 texts or I'm going to do 6 texts or whatever, and say that you did your 48-hour test, now the event time has changed, right? Okay, awesome. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back in and you can change the event date on there. Super easy, okay? Because you're reminding her when her event is as well. So this way, there's no reason not to host this coach, okay? So whether you're sick, whatever it might be, like you're just not feeling it that month, in bed, you can just sit there and it takes minutes for you to do an entire event. So this way, your parties are holding with minimal drama, minimal worry, and they're still hearing from you, and they're still excited. So that's totally an option. Yes. And it gives you some organization, too, instead of going, did I message her yet or not? What is going on? Right? There are moments where you wake up in the middle of the night going, oh my God, did I do it yet? Okay. Something that I do to remind myself is I open my calendar once a week and I look and see what I have going on, and it reminds me who I have coming up as well and who I need to message. But that text is awesome because you don't have to think about it. You set it up when your party is booked and you go from there. Also, it's good to have at least one phone call, like where you're talking to somebody, before an event, so that you are on the phone with them. Now, there are times where that's not going to be appropriate for a certain hostess, or where it actually works for you to just text message them. So you want to make sure that you are checking in with them. If you have that like sketchy hostess that you're not really sure about, make sure you have a phone call with them, okay? Because if they hear your voice, they are so much less likely to cancel on you because now you're a real person instead of that random face on the other side of the Facebook, okay? So you saw my hostess packet. Another part of this was how to follow up with somebody who doesn't order at a party. Okay, so something that I do at the end of a party, right, in my closing, right, we all know that people will literally do anything for a raffle ticket. Okay, they will. Okay, they don't know what they're getting for a raffle ticket, but they're super, super excited. So what you do, it's true. So you're going to start with those little those little nuts, and a little excitement throughout the party, right? So if you have that wild group who will literally not move from the kitchen to the living room, okay. All right, who wants a raffle ticket? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you raffle tickets out for people who grab food and drink and get their butts in chairs. Sound good? People are like, you give raffle tickets for drinks and food? And I go, I'm easy, that's how I got this way. Okay, cool, let's move on.
Oh, you're so wrong for that.
I do it all the time. It works, it really does.
We can tell.
$1,800 party is it works, I promise. Okay, so then what you're going to do on a Monday night in Plant City, Insanity. So what you're going to do is you're going to continue to get people to be excited, right? So instead of pulling out your prop and using that, right, to keep a group paying attention, right? So you can go ahead and you can use raffle tickets as so you asked a really good question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you a raffle ticket. And they're like, why did she get a party? I was like, because she asked an intelligent question. They're like, I want to ask an intelligent question. I'm like, then pay attention. And then they start asking questions and everything, and you keep going from there. And then at the end, I have everyone text me. Okay, I have everyone add me on Facebook for a raffle ticket, and I have everyone text me. That way I have the Facebookers and I have the texters. And my reasoning is the following, okay? If you give people a decent reason for what you're doing, more than likely, they're going to follow up. They're going to be like, oh, that makes sense, right? So I tell everybody, okay, so ladies, how annoying is it when you receive a text message or you text somebody and you receive the following reply? Who is this? How annoying is that? I just texted you, okay? Katrina, you better have my number in your phone and you better know who this is. So, it's annoying. Just actually. So, I posted 16 million times in the group. Okay, yay! So, what that means, though, is that they're like, we've all been there. They're like, I have been there. It's my, I hate that. And you can see it on people's faces. They're like, they're remembering the anger they felt. Right? It's really funny. They're like, how do you know my life? And I was like, because I know. So I say, okay, ladies. So for a raffle ticket, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to text me your first and last name. I don't do anything with that information other than hitting copy and paste into a contact. That way, if you ever have any questions, you ever want to like or reorder something or something, I know exactly who I'm dealing with, exactly who I'm talking about, exactly how to troubleshoot your issue, and go from there. And then you can go ahead and you can save me under Jen the Sex Lady. Just be gentle, okay? With what you're calling me. And everybody laughs, and it's true. I literally go through this as I get to know more of my clients. I go through a transformation. I start out Jen the Sex Lady, and then I end up Jennifer Folderman. It's really funny. It's really funny. I'm like, oh, we're friends now, yay! And it goes from there. And I was like, and I always choose somebody that I know in the group, and like even if it's my hostess, because we've been communicating, and I'm like, I don't solicit, right? I literally just have you in there, and I, rarely text unless I need something, and, I text back really quickly. So my hostess is like, yeah, she's actually scary good. Like, I text her, and 2 seconds later, it's like, hey, how can I help you? So they're like, they feel at ease automatically, okay? They go ahead and do that. I play my sex lady game, and then I close up. But now I have your text message. So if you left without ordering, I go through, I check my customer connection cards, I check against, who ordered, and I find that one person or 2 people who left. And I follow up on Monday. And then, I check in with them and I say, hey, so I hope you had lots of fun. I'm so sorry that you had to leave before being able to order something. Please let me know if you ever would like a party or something. And I got a message back, actually, that said, I really am not interested in a party right now, but I totally want to order something next week. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Let me know, I'll make it happen. So I actually got a message back from that person. So that works really well. And then, that's a good touch, not a bad touch. Then I've heard a lot of people who are like, so I had this hostess, and now she's not answering me back. You must have touched her badly a couple of times, ladies, okay? Right? Or
Not touched her at all.
Or not touched her at all, okay? So there's a reason why we tell people that we're going to have more foreplay above the waist at a party than they do get at home, okay? So the next one is how to book 2 to 3 parties at every party and how to use customer connection cards effectively, okay? So they come into the ordering room, right? And you're going to ask them to fill out the front and back, okay? You're going to tell them that, please make sure that the back of the card is completely filled out, ladies, so that I can make sure that, we're getting through everything that we need to as quickly as possible. And, if the back's not filled out, I'm going to hand it right back to you, and I'm going to have you finish filling it out while I'm taking your order, okay? You want it filled out. So then you're going to take it back, and you're going to check and see. This is something that someone on board of directors does. And you're going to be like, okay, so Jessica, I'm super excited that you came to a party. How are you doing? And this is a different way of doing the 3 questions, okay? While using your connection card, you're gonna turn to the back, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna, whatever.
Cups.
They're on the counter.
Oh, there's
I tried to make it super easy. Apparently they're confusing. They are plastic though.
They were clear.
So what you're going to do is you're going to read through that little silly comment, make that connection, go, oh my gosh, that's so fun. I'm so excited that that's what you liked about the party. And I think that person would be a good consultant too. And then you're going to look at the numbers. You're going to look and see, oh, so it looks like you want to have a party. So I'm super excited. And of course, when she has 3 parties that book, she's going to get lots of free goodies. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm like the ass right now. My bad, I've been moving all day, don't mind me. I'm small, I'm walking
right? So what you're going to do is you're going to use that for that keeps, because there's always a girl who's really interested in the opportunity who's not going to tell you. You're going to get home and look at your customer connection cards and see that she's a freaking 10. And you're not going to be able to reheat her. You're going to be like, why, right? So this allows you to chat with her about the opportunity, to chat with her about having a party, to set that date, and to move forward, okay? And a lot of times they'll forget. They're going to be so excited about getting their stuff that they're going to forget to book a party, which is one of the reasons why, for me, the 3 questions works really well. Did you have fun? Would you like to have a party? You know, and have you ever thought about doing what I do? But the customer connection cards, this works too, because this makes sure that you're getting your customer connection cards back and that you're also following up accordingly that point too. And that's how you're continuously getting 2 to 3 parties from every party. I'm like flying. I'm so excited with myself. So how do we book weekday parties?
I don't know. Good question.
Okay. So, by controlling your calendar, ladies, you're also finding that you're also going to find that you are. What time is it? Oh, I'm
7:43.
Awesome. Okay, then I can talk a little slower. Yay! So, by booking weekday parties, by controlling your calendar, you're going to find that you are going to book days when you actually want to book them. Okay? So instead of booking parties on a birthday party weekend, or instead of booking parties on whatever, you're going to block 30 days at a time, and you are going to say, this weekend I'm not working, or this day I'm not going to do anything, right? Or this day this one day I was like, I'm gonna go to the Strawberry Festival, this is my only day to go, Strawberry Festival, you know? And it looks like it's more booked up than it actually is as well, okay? If you can also set it up so that you can put in fake parties. Jessie Lee always was like, put in fake parties, because then it looks as well. And if you can keep them from looking at your calendar, most definitely do. Okay? My calendar looks scary. My calendar goes, I need to book a party right now, because of the fact that I literally have 4 dates left in May before June. So it's insane. So this way, though, you look booked up.
You're going back to work in May?
I'm going back to work in the middle of April.
Okay.
I'm insane. So
She loves what she does.
I love what I do. And my clients won't let me stay away. April 15th, I
Matthew's
think.
gonna kill you.
Matthew said it's fine. We already talked about it.
I mean, you told him. It's fine.
Just like I told him. Well, I'll tell you guys when we're not streaming.
Should be live.
No, actually, it had something to do with the company, but we're not going to stream that. So,
Later conversation.
later conversation. Don't let me forget to tell you guys. So, what ends up happening is you are controlling your calendar, right? So, there's people who are like, you need parties in March, right? Well, when it was the beginning of March, you needed parties in March, but people wanted to book in freaking April. That doesn't help your calendar, right? So by saying, I don't book out that far. I'm so sorry, but I book in 30-day increments, because then also, and I use pregnancy like nobody's business. I really do. I'm like, I have preggo brain, and I'll forget about you, and I really don't want to do that. So let's have a party sooner, okay? Yeah. Alina's so used.
Not
okay.
for long.
Well, then I'm mommy brain. Then I'm new mommy brain, and I'm breastfeeding. Not that I've never stopped. So, you know, like things like that you can use, and people like identify with that, and they're like, oh yeah, totally makes sense. Okay, we'll party sooner. You know, and then they also actually keep them as well. So if you tell them, you know, I really need this date, you know, like filled. So how about we do this? I'll give you $50 in free product for this last Saturday that I have, and then this way you get free goodies, and I work, and we're all good. And it's okay to say stuff like that, you know, without seeming like you just bent. It's totally okay to say things like that. And it keeps you in control. Now, weekday parties, okay? Who is it that needs a weekday party? Servers need weekday parties. Nurses need workday parties. Sorority girls typically need weekday parties, because believe it or not, they party on the weekends. You know?
Meetings.
Or they have meetings, right? Or on Sundays they have managers. Mm-hmm.
I lived with 2 sorority girls.
Exactly. So this way you are pushing not only.
Mental days.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. We actually were going to have.
outfits, yeah.
We were gonna have a day, like the Thursday party we were gonna have on a Sunday, and she was like, "Oh, I have that thing all day," and I was like, "How about a Thursday?" And she was like, "Thursdays work," and I was like, "Done. It works for me too." You know, so this way, you know, you're not only being forced to talk to people outside of your comfort zone, right? The waitresses that you're chatting with, or people who work in the stores. That's a huge retail day for them, right? Poor Joe. Love you, Joe. It's a huge work day for them. So, you know, how about having a weekday party? The $1,800 party was with women from Hard Rock. They work on weekends. They need to have a Monday party. And not only that, they have money in their pockets at that point as well, during that week, during that following Monday that they haven't spent already. So they're more likely to buy your executive. I sold literally 2 executives and 3 Cabana employees that night.
Walmart employees get paid on Thursdays, FYI.
Every other Thursday.
Well, yeah, but this Thursday's not Friday.
My fiance works at Walmart, so
I take
But this way,
My
I have
best friend
Walmart.
works at Walmart.
know your clientele, okay? Know your clientele. Remind them to book on payday weeks. You know, that way they're not. What? Oh, thank you. Remind them to work on to do parties on payday weekends, right? And they usually know when payday weeks are, so they can go. Okay, this works. Okay. And that's how you keep your weekday parties flowing. Okay, there are months where I'm like 4 weekday parties, and then there are months that I don't, which means that I just double up on Saturdays.
You're crazy. No.
But I try to make sure they're in the same area. Usually. So, you know, this is how you target the clientele that you want to work with so that you can get the parties that you want to get those days done. So, something that people have been texting me about and messaging me about is refunds. We don't do refunds, but I've been hearing people who have been getting screwed with the refund thing, okay? And it's been new girls or people who don't come to meetings or people who, you know, for like get in a really sticky spot and they're like, how do I get around this? What do I do? Okay, so here's the way that you get around the refund thing from the beginning. Okay, you should be talking about this at your closing. Okay, as you are closing down your party, your closing speech. Okay, this is after you've done, you know, your raffle tickets and after you've done Sex Lady or whatever, you know, whatever booking game you do at the end. And I can finally stop talking this fast because I'm almost like through everything. I was like, oh my god. What you're going to do is you're going to say, ladies, and this means I can talk about extra stuff too. Yay! I told you. I was like, I have so much time. This is literally a full day training. So what you're going to do is you're going to tell people, okay? So, ladies, it's 7% tax because we live in Florida, $7 shipping, whether I have it or not, because I already paid the shipping. And also, there's a no refund or exchange policy because honestly, ew. That's all I have to say.
Oh, I love the part too that they posted in the video that you've already given your hostess the credits for her order, and I don't want to go back and tell her I have to have money back.
Well, that's later. That's exactly what I say. But I'm not going to tell her that I'm not going to say that during the closing speech. But so people are like, oh, you have to say that, Jennifer? And I'm like, yeah, unfortunately I do. I said you'd be
Never had
surprised.
thank God. But I tell them, even when they're buying by myself, sorry, no refunds, period.
Well, there's always that one person who spent too much money and spent $400 with you, and now she's like, sticker shock. Okay? So, but that's, you know, that is what it
When I
is.
send them their little thing, it says it's by myself.
And it does say that, but for some reason, they forget this. So, you've already said it. You've already established that you said it at the beginning, right? And then whether you use quick sale or whether you use order forms, it says at the bottom of every order form. Some people highlight it, okay? Now, what happens? Oh yeah, some people are like, or circle it. It's just
Make sure they know.
make sure they know, make sure they see it. Because there's always that super drunk girl that was at the party who spent $400 with you, and now she's like, holy crap. Okay, it has not happened to me very often.
11 a.m. buyer's remorse.
Mm-hmm.
I said, no, don't worry, sweetie. You're gonna love all your stuff, and I'll have it to you ASAP.
Can you repeat about the hostess credits, because somebody said they couldn't hear about that?
The hostess credits?
About taking it from the hostess.
Right, I'm not there yet, ladies. So, so now, okay, everything's gone out. It's been a couple of days, and now someone says, "Oh, can you just cancel the rest of my order, or can I return everything back to you because rent's coming up, and I just realized that I'm short." So, at that point, you start going into. You already went home with products. You already, like, the rest of your stuff is already ordered, and the hostess credit part, I have already closed the party, and your hostess has already received her hostess credits. I would really hate to have to go back to her and have her pay more money because I refunded you, and therefore that changed her hostess credit. She really, really appreciated your generosity that night, and she is super happy with her goodies. Thank you so much. She and I both appreciate it. Usually that stops it. And also, because you went home with that toy, I don't know if you opened it or not. I don't know if you used it or not. And therefore, no other store would ever take that back either, and neither can I. I'm so sorry. It is corporate policy, and I hope that you enjoy your orgasms.
What happens if you get the one like I had, that it was the hostess and she got steak about something else and then called corporate and lied and said all these other things? Then do you just call Miss Jennifer Felderman and say, fix it? Because that's what I did.
That's exactly what
She
you
called
do.
you first to tell you, like, and like if she was just being nasty, I would call corporate immediately and be like, hey, FYI, this is a situation that's going on in case she calls.
She had, but she was following up by having me talk to leadership.
Yeah, she had called corporate, and then corporate called me and was like, hey, we got a complaint from one of your people, her name's da-da-da-da, and I was like, oh Lord, here we go. So I called the customer, because she had said that I was ignoring her phone calls, and I was, avoiding her, which was completely not true, she never called me. So I was like, hey, what's going on?
This was a case of a swap party-ish kind of deal.
It works, you do a party.
So different animal, yeah. This was
That was different. That was just someone being vindictive. That's not
yes.
Right, but it was just one of those things where, if we didn't have an awesome corporate system like we do, I could have easily lost my business because she's sitting here saying that I, was avoiding her and I did this
And she
that.
canceled it through the bank.
Yeah, she called her bank and had them refund the money, which pulled the money back out of my PayPal. So I went to go place my next order and I'm like, I'm $30 short, what's going on? And I'm like, are you kidding me?
And she'd already sent out the product because she had not realized it.
I hadn't realized it. Yeah, and I actually paid extra to make sure that she signed for the product so that I knew she had got it. But I mean, luckily I talked to her about it. She's like, well, you can have the product. I haven't even opened the package you sent it to me. And so I went and I got the product back, but it was just a big hassle and money spent.
That's
and
rare. That's rare.
That's something that's super rare. So